Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we'll be taking an in-depth look at the fascinating country of the Philippines. We'll cover everything from its geographical location, history of independence, the vibrant lifestyle of its people, and much more. Let's dive into the beauty and complexity of the Philippines. Manila is the bustling capital city of the Philippines. Known for its rich history, Manila is a mix of old-world charm and modernity. From the Spanish colonial architecture in Intramuros to the skyscrapers in Makati, Manila showcases the country's vibrant culture and economic power. The city is not only the political and economic hub of the country, but also a melting pot of different cultures. It's home to over 1.8 million people and features historic landmarks, museums, and the famous Manila Bay sunset. Despite being crowded and fast-paced, Manila's friendly and hospitable people add to its unique charm. The Philippines is a Southeast Asian archipelago, meaning it is a group of over 7,000 islands. Islands stretching across a distance of approximately 2,000 kilometers, 1,240 miles, from north to south. Its strategic location has been a crossroads of cultures and trade routes for centuries. This unique geographical feature has shaped the country's history, culture, and economy. The Philippines is in Southeast Asia, bordering Taiwan to the north, Malaysia to the southwest, and Indonesia to the south. Its proximity to these countries has influenced its cultural and historical interactions. The total land area of the Philippines is approximately 300,000 square kilometers, 116,000 square miles, making it the 12th largest country in the world. The largest islands in the Philippines are Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. These islands are further divided into smaller provinces and municipalities. The Philippines has a long coastline of approximately 36,289 kilometers, 22,543 miles, which is the fifth longest in the world. This extensive coastline has made the country a popular destination for tourism and fishing. The Philippines is home to several mountain ranges, including the Cordillera Central, Sierra Madre, and Zambales Mountains. These mountains are rich in biodiversity and provide important ecological services. The country has numerous active and inactive volcanoes, including Mount Mayon, Mount Pinatubo, and Taal Volcano. These volcanoes have shaped the landscape and influenced the country's geological history. The Philippines has a network of rivers, including the Cagayan River, the longest river in the country. These rivers are vital for agriculture, transportation, and hydroelectric power generation. The Philippines has a tropical climate, characterized by warm temperatures and abundant rainfall. The country experiences two distinct seasons: the wet season, May to October, and the dry season, November to April. The Philippines is frequently affected by typhoons, which can cause significant damage to property and infrastructure. These storms are a major natural hazard facing the country. The Philippines is known for its rich biodiversity, with a wide variety of plant and animal species. The country is home to several endemic species, including the Philippine eagle and the tamaral. The Philippines has significant mineral resources, including gold, copper, nickel, and chromite. These minerals are important for the country's economy. The Philippines has a diverse range of forests, including tropical rainforests, mangrove forests, and pine forests. These forests play a crucial role in protecting the environment and providing ecological services. The Philippines' geographical location has shaped its history, culture, and economy. Its archipelago nature, strategic location, and diverse landscapes have made it a unique and fascinating country. The Philippines' journey to independence was a long and arduous one, marked by centuries of foreign rule and a fierce struggle for self-determination. Before the arrival of Europeans, the Philippines was inhabited by various indigenous tribes, each with its own unique culture and traditions. In the 16th century, Spanish explorers arrived in the Philippines and established colonies. The Spanish colonial period lasted for over 300 years, during which time the Filipinos were subjected to harsh rule, forced labor, and religious conversion. In the late 19th century, a sense of nationalism began to emerge among the Filipinos, fueled by the Enlightenment ideals of liberty, equality, and self-determination. Leaders like José Rizal, Andrés Bonifacio, and Emilio Aguinaldo played pivotal roles in the Philippine Revolution. Rizal, a national hero, inspired the Filipino people with his writings and advocacy for independence. On June 12, 1898, the Philippine revolutionaries declared independence from Spain and established the First Philippine Republic. However, the Spanish government did not recognize this declaration. The United States intervened in the Philippines during the Spanish-American War, defeating the Spanish forces and taking control of the archipelago. The Filipinos, who had hoped for American support in their struggle for independence, were disappointed by the U.S. decision to colonize the Philippines. This led to the outbreak of the Philippine-American War, which lasted from 1899 to 1902. The United States established a colonial government in the Philippines, implementing policies aimed at Americanizing the country. Despite American efforts, Filipino resistance continued. After World War II, the United States granted independence to the Philippines on July 4, 1946. This day is celebrated as Philippine Independence Day. The Philippines faced significant challenges following independence, including economic instability, political unrest, and natural disasters. The country struggled to establish a stable democracy and faced corruption and political turmoil. Foreign powers, particularly the United States, continued to influence the Philippines. The Philippines' independence was a hard-won victory after centuries of foreign rule and struggle. The country's journey to self-determination has shaped its national identity and continues to influence its political and social development. Strategically located in the heart of Southeast Asia, the Philippines plays a vital role in regional geopolitics. Its location along important maritime routes makes it crucial for trade and military strategy. As a founding member of ASEAN, the Philippines actively participates in economic, political, and security discussions in the region. Its cultural influence through the global diaspora and strong connections with major powers like the US, Japan, and China add to its importance. The Philippines also serves as a bridge between the Western and Eastern worlds, both in diplomacy and cultural exchange. The Philippines operates as a democratic republic, with a presidential system similar to the United States. The president serves as both the head of state and government and is elected for a 6-year term. The government is divided into 3 branches: the executive, led by the president, the legislative, made up of the Senate and the House of Representatives, and the judiciary, headed by the Supreme Court. The country has a multi-party system, and elections are held every 3 years. Corruption and political dynasties are ongoing challenges, but the government continues to work on reforms to improve governance. The 1987 Constitution of the Philippines embodies the values of democracy, freedom, and social justice. It is a reflection of the country's history, struggles, and aspirations for a better future. As the cornerstone of the nation's political and legal system, it ensures that the Filipino people have a voice in governance, protects their fundamental rights, and provides a framework for the development of the nation. The Philippines is one of the fastest growing economies in Southeast Asia, with a GDP heavily driven by services, remittances, and industrial sectors. However, it faces several economic challenges, such as poverty, income inequality, and infrastructure deficits. The government has initiated programs to improve infrastructure through the Build, Build, Build initiative, aiming to enhance roads, airports, and public transport systems. The informal sector also plays a large role in the economy, but corruption and bureaucratic inefficiencies sometimes slow down progress. Despite these challenges, the country's resilience continues to drive economic growth. Currently, the Philippines' economy is bouncing back from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, with growth projections remaining optimistic. The government's infrastructure development program continues to attract foreign investment, and the remittance-driven economy remains strong due to the contribution of overseas Filipino workers. Inflation and poverty reduction remain key concerns, but the country is working to boost local industries, improve digital infrastructure, and maintain steady economic recovery. The Philippine economy is one of Southeast Asia's most dynamic, showing rapid growth in recent years, particularly in sectors like business process outsourcing, BPO, remittances from overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, and domestic consumption. Pre-pandemic, GDP growth averaged around 67%, and the country continues to benefit from its young, tech-savvy workforce and growing middle class. However, the economy faces significant challenges. Poverty and inequality remain widespread, particularly in rural areas, while underemployment and infrastructure deficits limit economic potential. The country is also highly vulnerable to natural disasters, further straining growth. Inflation, particularly in 2023 and 2024, has become a pressing issue due to global supply chain disruptions and rising energy costs. The government is addressing these challenges through reforms, infrastructure investments under the Build program, and tax reform initiatives aimed at boosting revenue and improving services. Additionally, the digital economy, sustainability efforts, and foreign direct investments in renewable energy offer promising opportunities for future growth. While challenges persist, the Philippines is on a path to recovery, leveraging its strategic location in Asia, a vibrant workforce, and expanding industries to strengthen its economic position in the region. The Philippine peso, abbreviated as PHP, is the official currency of the Philippines. 1 peso is subdivided into 100 centavos. The peso has had a long history, reflecting the country's colonial past, with influences from Spanish, American, and local currency systems. Today, the peso is a vital part of the country's economy, facilitating trade, investments, and daily transactions. The Philippines' economy relies heavily on trade, with major imports including machinery, electronics, transport equipment, and fuel. Key export products are electronics, semiconductors, garments, and agricultural products like bananas and coconuts. The country is also a major exporter of labor, with millions of overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, sending remittances that significantly boost the economy. Trade partners include China, the United States, Japan, and South Korea. The country's trade policies aim to balance imports and exports, but external factors like global market fluctuations and natural disasters often pose challenges. The Philippines is an active participant in global trade, with a diverse array of imports and exports that shape its economy. The country's trade profile reflects its industrial needs, agricultural resources, and manufacturing capabilities. Electronics and semiconductors is the largest export sector, accounting for around 60% of total exports. Key products include semiconductors and integrated circuits, mainly exported to Japan, the US, and China. The Philippines is a critical player in the global electronics supply chain. Significant exports include automotive parts and mechanical components, primarily sent to markets like Japan and the US. The country exports tropical fruits, bananas and coconuts, marine products, especially tuna and processed food. The Middle East and Asia are key markets for these goods. While this sector has declined, the Philippines still exports garments and textiles, primarily to the US and Europe. Includes canned fruits and seafood, with exports targeting the Middle East and Asia, especially for products popular within Filipino communities abroad. As a net importer of fuel, the Philippines relies heavily on crude oil and refined fuels, primarily from the Middle East, to meet its energy needs. Despite being a major exporter, the Philippines imports many electronic components for assembly, particularly from China, Japan, and South Korea. Imports of machinery and industrial equipment from Japan, China, and South Korea are crucial for infrastructure and manufacturing growth. The country imports significant quantities of rice, wheat, and meat to meet domestic demand, particularly from Vietnam and Thailand. Essential imports for industrial production and healthcare are primarily sourced from India, China, and Europe. The Philippines often runs a trade deficit, importing more than it exports, mainly due to reliance on imported fuel and machinery. The government is working to boost exports and improve trade relations through free trade agreements, FTAs, with countries such as Japan and ASEAN partners, aiming to strengthen key industries and reduce import costs. The Philippines' trade dynamics showcase its strengths in electronics and agriculture, while revealing challenges related to energy dependency and trade balance. The country continues to seek opportunities for growth through enhanced global trade partnerships and export initiatives. The Philippine passport has seen fluctuations in its global ranking over the years, reflecting the country's diplomatic relations and visa agreements with other nations. As of 2024, the Philippine passport ranks 74th on the Henley Passport Index, allowing visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to approximately 66 destinations worldwide. This ranking indicates a moderate level of global mobility compared to other passports. The Philippine passport provides its holders with visa-free access to several countries, primarily in Southeast Asia, as well as some nations in the Caribbean and Oceania. However, many major destinations, particularly in Europe and North America, require visas for Filipino travelers. Over the years, the Philippine passport has experienced changes in its ranking due to shifts in international relations and the Philippines' efforts to strengthen ties with other nations. While it has improved its standing in recent years, it still lags behind many neighboring countries in the region. The ranking of the Philippine passport affects the travel experiences of Filipino citizens, often requiring them to secure visas for popular destinations. This can lead to increased travel costs and complexities in planning international trips. The Philippine government has been working to enhance the passport's strength by negotiating visa-free agreements with other countries and improving bilateral relations. These efforts aim to expand travel options for Filipino citizens and enhance the overall perception of the Philippine passport globally. The Philippine passport currently holds a moderate ranking on the global stage, allowing limited visa-free access to various countries. Ongoing diplomatic efforts and initiatives to strengthen international relations could enhance its ranking in the future, providing more travel opportunities for Filipino citizens. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the Philippines and want to keep exploring more fascinating topics about history, culture, and current events, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out and keeps you updated on all our latest videos. Plus, we have a lot more exciting content coming your way that you won't want to miss. So go ahead and join our community today. The Philippines' foreign affairs are shaped by its strategic geographical location, historical ties, and evolving diplomatic relationships. As a nation that balances regional interests, economic development, and security concerns, the Philippines engages actively in various international organizations and seeks partnerships with global powers while addressing complex issues such as territorial disputes, trade agreements, and regional cooperation. The Philippines has a colonial past that influences its foreign relations, particularly with the United States, which established a significant presence in the country following the 1950s Spanish-American War in 1898. The Philippines was a U.S. territory until it gained independence in 1946, fostering a strong historical and military alliance that continues to this day. United States. The U.S. remains a critical ally, providing military assistance, economic support, and trade partnerships. The Mutual Defense Treaty, MDT, solidifies their military cooperation, while the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, allows for U.S. military presence in the Philippines. The U.S. also plays a role in various development initiatives in the country. In recent years, China has become a key economic partner, with significant investments in infrastructure through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. However, territorial disputes in the South China Sea complicate this relationship. The Philippines asserts its claims over parts of the sea, leading to tensions, particularly in light of China's expansive maritime claims. The Philippines maintains a strong partnership with Japan, focusing on economic cooperation, disaster response, and infrastructure development. Japan is one of the Philippines' largest sources of official development assistance, ODA, contributing to various infrastructure projects. As a member of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, the Philippines actively participates in regional initiatives aimed at promoting economic integration, political stability, and security cooperation. The Philippines supports ASEAN's role in addressing regional issues, including the South China Sea disputes, and enhancing economic ties among member states. The Philippines places significant importance on regional security and cooperation, particularly in addressing challenges like terrorism, piracy, and human trafficking. The country participates in various regional forums, such as the ASEAN Regional Forum, ARF, and the East Asia Summit, EAS, to collaborate on security issues and enhance diplomatic ties. The Philippines collaborates with regional and international partners to combat terrorism, particularly in the southern Mindanao region, where extremist groups have posed security threats. Joint military exercises and intelligence sharing initiatives with allies like the US aimed to bolster counterterrorism efforts. The South China Sea remains a contentious issue in Philippine foreign affairs. The Philippines asserts its rights over parts of the sea, particularly the Spratly Islands, which are claimed by multiple countries, including China, Vietnam, and Taiwan. The Philippines' filing of an arbitration case against China's claims led to a landmark ruling in 2016, which favored the Philippines but has been largely ignored by China. The Philippines employs a diplomatic approach to manage tensions, advocating for a rules-based framework for resolving disputes while seeking support from international allies and organizations. The Philippines actively seeks to enhance its trade relations through bilateral agreements and participation in regional trade pacts. The government has pursued agreements with various countries to improve access to markets, promote investments, and facilitate trade. Trade partnerships. The Philippines engages in trade negotiations with countries like the European Union, Australia, and other ASEAN members to boost economic ties and diversify its trade partnerships. The Philippines is an active member of various international organizations, including the United Nations, UN, World Trade Organization, WTO, and World Health Organization, WHO. The country participates in global discussions on issues like climate change, human rights, and public health, advocating for policies that align with its national interests. Climate change and environmental issues. The Philippines is particularly vulnerable to climate change and natural disasters, leading it to advocate for stronger international cooperation on environmental issues and the sustainable development. The Philippines faces challenges related to human rights and migration, particularly concerning its overseas Filipino workers, OFWs. The government works to protect the rights of OFWs abroad and address issues related to labor exploitation and abuse. The Philippines engages with international bodies to address human rights concerns domestically, emphasizing the need for dialogue and cooperation, while also navigating criticisms regarding its human rights record. The current administration has focused on recalibrating foreign relations and balancing ties with major powers while asserting national interests. This includes seeking a more independent foreign policy, reducing over-reliance on any single country, and strengthening regional partnerships. The Philippines' foreign affairs are characterized by a complex interplay of historical ties, regional cooperation, and economic aspirations. While maintaining strong relationships with allies like the United States and Japan, the Philippines also navigates the challenges posed by its relationship with China, particularly regarding territorial disputes in the South China Sea. By actively participating in regional organizations and pursuing diplomatic solutions, the Philippines aims to enhance its role on the global stage, address security concerns, and promote economic development. The lifestyle of the Filipino people is a vibrant blend of traditional values, modern influences, and regional diversity. Family, community, faith, and a laid-back approach to life are core to the everyday experiences of Filipinos. In the Philippines, family is the most important social unit. Filipinos have strong family ties, and it's common for extended families to live together in one household or maintain close-knit relationships. This closeness is evident in both rural and urban settings, where family gatherings are a frequent occurrence, often involving large meals and celebrations. Elderly family members are highly respected, and taking care of them is seen as a moral obligation. The concept of bayanihan, which translates to community spirit or cooperation, is deeply ingrained in Filipino society. This value represents the willingness of people to help one another, especially in rural areas. You might have seen images of neighbors physically carrying a house together, which is a classic example of bayanihan. Even in modern urban areas, this spirit lives on, with community projects and volunteerism being widespread. The Philippines is predominantly a Roman Catholic country, a legacy of over 300 years of Spanish colonial rule. Catholicism plays a central role in Filipino life, influencing major events like baptisms, weddings, and festivals. The country also celebrates many religious holidays, including Holy Week, Christmas, and the Simbang Gabi, a series of dawn masses leading up to Christmas Day. For many Filipinos, faith is a guiding force in their daily lives, and churches are often full during weekends and religious holidays. Filipinos love to celebrate, and the country is known for its colorful festivals, or fiestas, held in almost every city and town throughout the year. These festivals often have religious origins, but they are also a chance for communities to come together, showcase their culture, and enjoy music, food, and dancing. Some of the most famous festivals include the Sinulog in Cebu, Ati-Atihan in Kalibo, and Pahiyas in Lukban. Food is a central part of Filipino culture. Meals are seen as an opportunity to bond with family and friends, and gatherings often revolve around shared dishes. Rice is a staple in nearly every meal, often accompanied by meat or seafood. Common dishes include adobo, marinated meat, sinigang, a sour soup, and lechon, roast pig. Filipinos also enjoy snacks called merienda, typically eaten in the afternoon. Meals are also seen as a way of expressing hospitality, and visitors are often invited to partake in food, no matter the occasion. Eating together strengthens social ties, and it's common for Filipinos to share even the simplest of meals. In major cities like Metro Manila, Cebu, and Davao, the lifestyle reflects a mix of Western influences and Filipino traditions. The rapid urbanization of these cities has brought about modern conveniences like shopping malls, high-rise buildings, and bustling business districts. However, urban life still retains its Filipino identity through traditional markets, local street food vendors, and cultural landmarks. Life in the city is fast-paced compared to rural areas, with many working in business, government, or industries like business process outsourcing, BPO. Despite the hustle, family values and cultural traditions remain deeply rooted even in urban settings. Rural life in the Philippines is more relaxed and laid back, with agriculture being the main source of livelihood. In the provinces, many Filipinos work as farmers, fishermen, or craftsmen. The pace of life here is slower, and the connection to nature and community is stronger. Daily routines revolve around tending to crops, fishing, or working in local industries, while social interactions are built around festivals, religious gatherings, and community activities. Evenings in rural areas are often spent sitting outside homes, enjoying conversations, music, or a game of cards with neighbors. A significant number of Filipinos work abroad as overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, sending remittances back to support their families. This migration has had a major influence on Filipino society, with OFWs working in various fields like healthcare, construction, domestic work, and more. These remittances are a lifeline for many families and also play a crucial role in the country's economy. Despite being far from home, many OFWs stay deeply connected to their families through frequent communication and visits during holidays. Filipinos are known for their resilience, optimism, and hospitality. Whether living in a fast-paced city or a peaceful countryside, the core values of family, faith, and community remain central to the Filipino way of life. Their warmth and sense of togetherness define the essence of their culture, making the Philippines not just a beautiful country, but one with a heart that welcomes everyone. The Philippines shares maritime borders with several countries. To the north, it is separated from Taiwan by the Luzon Strait. To the west lies Vietnam across the South China Sea. Southward, it is close to Malaysia and Indonesia, while to the east, it faces the Pacific Ocean. These neighboring countries are key trading partners and have cultural, historical, and economic ties with the Philippines. The South China Sea remains a region of geopolitical tension, but the Philippines continues to manage its relations with neighboring countries diplomatically. The Philippines is a top tourist destination in Southeast Asia, known for its stunning natural beauty, rich culture, and warm hospitality. Its beautiful beaches, such as those in Boracay and Palawan, attract visitors from around the world, while diverse marine life and diving spots like Tubataha Reef make it a haven for water enthusiasts. The country also offers vibrant cultural festivals, such as Sinulog and Ati-Atihan, and is home to important historical landmarks like Intramuros in the Banaue rice terraces. Adventure tourism is popular with activities like hiking, surfing, and ecotourism experiences in its mountains and wildlife sanctuaries. Filipino cuisine, including dishes like lechon and adobo, also enhances the travel experience, while the country's English proficiency and welcoming people make it an easy and enjoyable place for international visitors. The Philippines offers a diverse range of attractions for tourists seeking relaxation, adventure, or cultural immersion. Filipino cuisine is a fusion of indigenous, Spanish, Chinese, and American influences. Some of the most famous dishes include adobo, a savory sour dish made with chicken or pork, sinigang, a tamarind-based soup, and lechon, a whole roasted pig often served at celebrations. Other popular street foods include balut, fertilized duck egg, and halo-halo, a colorful shaved ice dessert with mixed fruits, beans, and jellies. Filipino cuisine is loved for its rich flavors and diversity, often reflecting the country's history and diverse cultural influences. Filipino women play a significant role in the workforce, with increasing participation in various sectors such as healthcare, education, in the business process, outsourcing, BPO industry. Many also work abroad as overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, particularly in healthcare and domestic work, contributing to the country's remittance-driven economy. While education has empowered many women to excel in their careers, challenges like the gender wage gap, underrepresentation in leadership roles, and work-life balance remain. Female OFWs face vulnerabilities, including exploitation. Nonetheless, progress is being made in gender equality through policies like expanded maternity leave and laws protecting women from harassment. Filipino women's contributions are critical to the country's economy and society, with their presence growing in entrepreneurship, leadership, and political roles. However, continued efforts are necessary to overcome persistent inequalities and challenges. The Philippines is a nation of remarkable diversity and resilience, with a rich history and a bright future ahead. From its bustling cities to its tranquil islands, its strong traditions to its modern advancements, the Philippines plays a vital role in Asia and the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. It really helps us out and keeps you updated on all our latest videos. Plus, we have a lot more exciting content coming your way that you won't want to miss. So go ahead and join our community today.